guy running with Latin. The guy run, my friend, but they're gonna catch him. You see that, my friend? They're gonna go get him. They're gonna go get him, my friend. Look. Oh
Hey,
shit.
what's up, fam? It's your boy Demuir here, purveyor of all sounds underground. I'm in my homie Wasteman Juano studio, and side videographer genius Wasteman Juano as well. Anyway, we're in Juano's spot because I wanted to demonstrate to you a technique concerning my intro edits and how you can use that to be creative with cue points and blending into whatever song you want to kick off your mix with. It's really interesting and separates you from the crowd. I've actually tested this particular intro out at a few gigs and it went off nicely, and I put it in my most recent mix on Sloth Boogie. I'm not going to play the whole part of that, but you get the gist of it. This is a piece that I set up for my intro on my latest Sloth Boogie mix or set. It's about, I think the mix is about an hour long, and I wanted to do something that made a statement in terms of how I'm feeling artistically, and it was just the perfect piece. So just to take something that I detest and then overlay, you know, series of theatrics, which I borrowed from another record, and then have that go into, you know, almost like a kill zone sort of thing over here. It was brilliant for me. It just worked out so nicely, and I actually tested this out at a few clubs and caught some people off guard. It was absolutely wonderful, and it's a really simple technique in terms of building your own specific intros for your DJ sets or recorded studio mixes. So all I did, like I said, is I just took two pieces, and I usually use this to chop and edit samples. This is Sound Studio in the Mac, but you can use any other sort of professional audio editor to cut things up. I love Sound Studio though because I can zoom in on things readily, put my markers down, Command M here, you know, and remove, and I could save things at a very high bit rate, and in this case I saved it as AIF 24 bits. So what I got from here translated nicely to the decks and over to sound systems. So the other thing I'd say about intros, you'll notice this one is in stereo. You have both channels here, and that's just because of the sample sources I used to build this intro. But most of the time, if it's like a vocal or something in Sound Studio, I make sure to mix it down to mono. So it's just straight down the middle, cutting through, and translates nicely into the studio sound systems. And then away you go. I do this all of the time, and I have a ton of fun doing it because I can bring in original samples or combine original samples to make something new, and then bring that into my DJ sets. So I hope you've enjoyed that technique. Very simple, straightforward, but I'm also going to show it to you in action at my homie Wasteman Juano studio. Peace. You got to pump it up, don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know. Yo, fuck that, Clem. Oh shit, niggas, come here, get the fuck over here. Okay, so let's jump into things. So I have the intro that I edited on my computer in my dope-ass studio, not Wasteman Juano studio here, but it's a good studio nonetheless. So I have that here on deck number 2. And it, again, like I said back in the studio, you could save it as an AIF file, 24-bit. So what I heard in the studio is definitely going to translate to the decks here. So I'll give you a little play here. I'll stop it there. And you know, I can get creative with things, like I can get right to the part where the gunfire kicks in, the needle jumping. And then, the other thing I did in the technique was I basically loop the dead signal sound just by putting in a hot cue point in record box, and it just keeps going there. And the beauty of this signal, it might sound annoying to you here if it's too loud, but you can manipulate it. You can bring it in and out and have it over any beat. And the other reason why I love this technique is I can move to any tempo readily, because people in the audience are just hearing the signal, and it's not really discerning a particular tempo. So right now this is 124, but I can move it to 127 easily, and people wouldn't really know the difference. Bring it in and out. And there you have it. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you found this tip useful to you. And again, sky's the limit. Get creative with it, man. We're living in a beautiful time where you can basically sample anything from any source, check it out on your computer, edit it, and then immediately bring it to the decks and to the people who come out to see you and enjoy your sets. Much love and respect. It's your boy D. Peace.